Hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 10 of our Direwolf20 1.7.10 Feed the Beast Let's Play. So, in between last episode and this one, I kind of fixed a little bit of the issues we were having with the sorting system. It seems to be working perfectly now. What the problem we had was we would put the ores in and they wouldn't come down here where we wanted them to come. But I added a little bit of a buffer chest here. So that seemed to fix the issue. So today I want to go in a new direction. We've been working with a lot of technical mods, namely Ender.io. And if you can see from my inventory, you can probably tell what I'm going to do today. And it's going, like I said, we're changing direction a little bit, and I want to go into a magical based mod. So in between this episode and last one, I made this. This is just a little bit of a building. I think it's going to be just our Botania building, and we'll have another building for our other magic based mods, but I just used some of this fantasy block, which is stone and gold nuggets, and some moss stone with the chisel mod, and came up with this. I think it looks alright. It's a nice big area, so this is where we're going to be doing our Botania stuff. So you can see I have some stuff in my inventory, and I also want to get some other stuff here to start Botania. So as I said, Botania is a magical based mod, and here I'm looking for some leather, and I also want a little bit of wood for a crafting table. And it uses mana. It kind of deals with the natural environment, mainly flowers, and the goal of the thing is to get mana. Of the mod is to get mana. So that's what I want to start out today over in our new building over here. So I think over here, I'm just going to set up, I'll go over here, I guess. I'm going to set up some basic stuff. Now, you can see I have an ender chest here connected to our main base, and I want to put a filter into this diamond chest so that it'll be hooked up with our sorting system. We can put this mod filter in here, and I'll just do Botania. So if we insert anything in this ender chest from Botania, it should end up in here, but it didn't for some reason. I wonder, I think I know why. This stuff was snapshotted into this chest over here, our plants chest, so that's probably where it's gonna go. So what I'm gonna do is re-snapshot this, and that should work, and if not, I'll just set a higher priority to the our Botania chest. So they're still not filtering in, which is kind of odd. Maybe I'll have to make another chest, like I did with our ores. I'm not sure why that's not working. I think that should definitely work. I'll make sure the insert and all that stuff is right. That's insert. Is this always active? No, it's not. Is that why? So if we put this in here. Yep, that was why. Alright, so let's sleep off the night here and get started with Botania. Now, the first thing we're going to need is a book called the Lexico Botania, which is made using a regular vanilla Minecraft book and a sapling. So let's go over here and we'll make ourselves just that. So here we have the Lexico Botania, and this is going to be your complete guide to all things Botania. It'll tell you everything you need to know. So we have a lot of cool stuff we can do with this mod. And kind of the basic thing, what you want to do to start out is we can go into this category called Basics and Mechanics. Again, there's a whole bunch of different kind of stuff that eventually we'll be getting into, but for now, we're going to get into the basics and mechanics. And you can see this device here called the Petal Apothecary. And this is kind of one of the first key steps to getting started with Botania. So you can see here we're going to need some cobblestone slabs, any kind of petal, and some cobblestone. So let's put the rest of our Botania stuff, throw it in there, and that all filters in here, which is awesome. And I'm also gonna get some wood and some cobblestone because we'll definitely be using that stuff very shortly here. So we got some cobble and some wood. I'll get 2 stacks of each. That should last us for a while. And then we're gonna go back over here and craft us up a little bit of a Petal Apothecary. So that's gonna be some slabs like we saw, and let's search here in NEI Botania just so we can kind of get acquainted with it. And I'm just gonna turn, we have 4 of these, so I'll do those. All you do, whatever kind of petal or flower it is from Botania, there's different flowers for pretty much each color, and you just put it in a crafting inventory and it'll get 2 petals from whatever flower you use. So I'm gonna use this, and we're gonna make ourselves this Petal Apothecary. So perfect. So what this needs is, I'm just gonna place it right here for now. Actually, I'm gonna put it one down in the ground, and I'm also going to place over here some reservoirs. Now these things are pretty cool. Essentially they're just an infinite water source. So if we go fill our bucket up with some water twice, it will automatically generate water for us, and we're gonna need water for Botania just in general. So get 2 buckets worth, and I think it should work with 3. It doesn't look like it is actually. That's kind of a bummer. I guess you need 4, but no problem. We're just gonna need to get another bucket of water. But so you can see it kind of turned into a little bit of a 2x2 multi-block structure, and this, like I said, is going to generate infinite amounts of water. So, and we need water in order to use our Petal Apothecary. So in order to get crafting, you're going to need a lot of flowers for Botania, a lot of these different kinds of flowers. So I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to go out and gather a whole bunch of different flowers from Botania, and I will be right back when I have a little bit more resources so we can get going. Alright guys, I am back, and after a little bit of time going around gathering a whole bunch of flowers, I've amassed quite a bit of flowers. So the first thing we want to do to get started is look in our Lexica Botania, and I want to make this flower called the Pure Daisy. And you can see here, this is what we're going to need our Petal Apothecary for. And we're going to need 4 mystical white petals inside that Petal Apothecary, and that will give us a Pure Daisy. So let's look in our chest here, and you can see I have quite a bit of each different flower type. So I'm going to make 2 Pure Daisies for now. And we're also going to need 2 seeds. So what we want to do is throw the 4 petals in our Petal Apothecary, and you can see they're floating around in there. And then to finish kind of the crafting, you throw some vanilla seeds in there, and it'll make a little bit of a noise. It'll use the water in the Petal Apothecary, and you can see we got ourselves a Pure Daisy. Now I'm gonna make, like I said, another one of those. So we're just gonna do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the seeds, and boom, we get another one. So awesome. So what these do is, I'm going to put them in these corners for now. And what these do is make 2 kind of really fundamental blocks for Botania that we're going to use in a lot of different crafting recipes, called Living Wood and Living Rock. And you use not cobblestone, you use stone. to make the living rock, and you use I believe any type of vanilla wood logs to make the living wood. So all you have to do to make this stuff is, like I said, get some stone and any type of log, and we're gonna put it around the pure daisies, just like this. You can do 8 at a time, and you can see there's kind of these little those little white sparkly petal effects, or particle effects, and eventually, I don't know the exact time, but these will turn into living rock and living stone, or living stone, living, is it living stone or living rock? It's living rock, so living rock and living wood. So that's and that can be automated later, but just kind of for now, beginning, we don't need to worry about any of that yet. So let's go back into our Lexica Botania and look at more of the basics. So the next thing I want to get is the Wand of the Forest, and this is kind of like your wrench for Botania. You're going to use it to kind of manipulate and interact with a lot of the magical items that you're going to craft in Botania. So you can see this wand made by effectively strapping a pair of mystical petals, so any type of mystical petals, onto a few living wood twigs. And that's why we're going to need the living wood that's brewing up over behind us. And so you can see the recipe is 3 living wood twigs, which are made by 2 living wood on top of each other. And you can hear behind us, it sounds like our living, or our wood and our stone have converted each into living rock and living wood. So you can just come around, break it, and I'm going to put some more on again. So you are going to need quite a bit of this stuff just in the long run, so make as much as you want. You'll definitely be using it. So the first thing I want to do is, like I said before, kind of when introducing the mod, is you want to make mana, but first I want to make us a Wand of the Forest. So like we saw in our Lexica Botania, it is 3 living wood twigs and any 2 mystical petals. So let's just look at what we have a lot of. We have quite a bit of black petals and red ones. So let's just do that. We'll use black and red. Sounds pretty cool. So we can go into our crafting and put that there and that there. And you can see now we have a Wand of the Forest. So that's going to definitely be useful in the future. But what I want to do first is get some basic mana production for us here. So let's look at our Lexica Botania, and let's look at the generating flora. Now all of these are the flowers that are going to create or generate mana, and I'm going to start out with the Daybloom. Now this is this makes mana just from the sun, so I'm hoping the sun will go through the glass. It'll treat this glass as transparent, and the Dayblooms will be able to work in our little Botania building here. So you can see these finished again, so let's do a little bit of a harvest job on these. And I'm gonna again put these back, get as much as possible, because like I said, we're definitely going to be using this stuff early on and just throughout Botania in general. So getting a lot of it is a pretty good idea. We'll put this stuff back, and let's get back to making our Dayblooms. So you can see the Daybloom is the most basic and rudimentary generating flower. And like I said, it just generates mana from the sun. So here you can see we're going to need a yellow petal, 2 yellow petals, an orange petal, and a light blue petal. So I'm going to make, let's say, 5 of these to start out. So we're going to need 10 yellows, 5 light blue, and 5 orange. So we're going to need 10 yellows, 5 light blue, and 5 orange. So we'll do this, this, and this. And we'll put all these on our hotbar. And where did our seeds go? Here they are. So we're going to throw in 2 of those, one of that, and a seed. And boom, we got our first Daybloom. And let's just continue this process. Getting a little bit of lag there for some reason. But I'll continue this process here. And you can hear our living wood and living rock behind us. Getting more. It's pretty cool actually. A lot of the particle effects in Botania are really cool and really neat looking. So something to look forward to when you're playing with this mod. And we'll get one more Daybloom. The reason I want to make so many of these is because they're really bad and slow at generating mana. But they are, like I said, a good basic starting out flower. So let's put some of this stuff back in here. And before we do anything else, let's harvest our living rock and living wood. So I'm gonna set up our Dayblooms somewhere. Now the first thing what we want to do is build something to store our mana in that these are going to generate, and something to transfer the mana from the Dayblooms to whatever we're going to use. So let's look in NEI here, and you can see this thing called a Manto Spreader. And for this we're going to need some gold. So Botania does require the use of some metals, namely like iron, gold, some diamonds. So I'm just going to come in here and take half a stack of gold, half a stack of iron, just stuff we're definitely going to use in the future. A couple of diamonds, 16 will do. Some ender pearls, 5, sure. And that should be alright for now. So we'll head back and make ourselves a Manto Spreader. So if we look in NEI, we can see the Manto Spreader is made by 6 living wood, a piece of gold, and any type of flower petal. So let's just use our orange one here. So it's a piece of gold and some of this living wood. So here you can see we got ourselves a Manto Spreader. But before I forget, I want to replace stuff around here, get some more living rock and some more living wood going. And the other thing we're going to need to store our mana is called a mana pool. Now this is called a diluted mana pool. So this doesn't hold a lot of mana at all, but in order for our Dayblooms to work, we're going to need it to be nighttime, obviously, or daytime, obviously. It can't be nighttime because we need our sun to show and shine on them so they'll actually generate some mana. So let's go back now that it is daytime, and we're going to set up our Dayblooms. Let's see, let's just do it over here for now. So we'll put them like this. Now you can see I have at least a 1 block space in between all of them, and that's because they don't work if they're directly next to each other. You can see here, we go back into Daybloom, you can see it says bad and good. You'll get those particle effects when they're right next to each other, and they won't generate any kind of mana. So, and then we'll put our Manto Spreader right here. Now this Manto Spreader is we're going to use our Wand of the Forest, and you can see we're in function mode. So you can see our Dayblooms, and we're going to bind them to that. So you can see when I right click on here, our Manto Spreader is filling up that little green bar, and that's mana. Now when it gets to a certain point, it's going to spread the mana into, you can see like that. It's just a green kind of pulse of mana into our diluted mana pool. So now like I said, these do not generate, the Dayblooms do not generate a lot of mana at all. And we really quickly just want to get rid of this diluted mana pool and upgrade to just a regular mana pool. So we're going to craft another diluted mana pool. And this is kind of the other big thing about how you craft in Botania, is you use just mana pools. you're going to just literally throw the item like we threw the items in the Petal Apothecary. We're just going to throw the item in the mana pool. So you can see we have a little check mark there in the arrow, and that when we throw that in, you can see it uses the mana, and we got ourselves a mana pool. So I'm just going to replace this diluted one with our mana pool, and eventually these Dayblooms will generate more mana, and that'll fill up our mana pool. So for now, I think I'm going to wrap up the episode. It's pretty late while I'm recording this right now, and I have a sporting event tomorrow I want to get a good night's sleep for, so I'm going to wrap up the episode here. I'm really excited to be getting into Botania. I'm really looking forward to the stuff we can make from this mod. It's going to be really cool and exciting, so stay tuned for our future upcoming episodes. Like I said, we're going to make some cool stuff with this mod and really progress in our Botania. So for now, I hope you all enjoyed watching. I appreciate all the support I've been getting. Again, if you did enjoy, please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, offer any feedback in the comment sections. I appreciate all of it. And I will see you guys in the next episode.